Hey everybody, welcome back to my little movie lists. This list is 10 animal horror movies I think you should watch. This is a top 10 list, but it's not necessarily the top 10 best in the genre. There's so many animal and creature features to choose from. I just kind of chose 10 at random to talk about, and then I did put them in a top 10 list against each other, but it's a really soft ranking. We're not going to take it too seriously. I will make more lists in the future because there's so many animal movies to choose from, so many creature features and monster movies. These movies are primarily movies that feature animal antagonists, not necessarily mutated monsters or aliens or anything. So yeah, let's get to the list and talk about these super fun, awesome movies. At number 10, I have The Breed from 2006. This is a movie about killer dogs. It stars Michelle Rodriguez, Taryn Manning, and Oliver Hudson. It's actually a really strong cast, and the acting in this movie is actually pretty good.
There it is.
This place is incredible. I love it.
Does anybody know what time it is?
What time is it? Here's to being single, seeing double, sleeping triple.
So this movie has a really fun cast. Like I said, the characters are actually a little bit more developed, I think, and the characters are actually pretty likable. Usually these kinds of movies have just a bunch of caricatures of people who are really unlikable and douchey, but I think this cast actually gives us some pretty likable characters that you can genuinely root for. This movie is about this group of adults that go to this cabin and end up getting attacked by dogs. The dogs have a genetically enhanced form of rabies that allows them to be really aggressive and extra smart, but they're not going to die from the disease. And these people are kind of the only food source left on the island, so they have to fight for survival, and it's pretty fun. So not only is there an awesome human cast, but there's actually a really awesome canine cast. As you can tell from the trailer, they're using real dogs, and the dogs actually do some really awesome stunts. I'm really impressed with the intelligence and trainability of these animals. I'm sure the cast had a great time working with them. So definitely check this movie out, not only for the people, but for the awesome work done by the animal actors. So number 9, we have Prey from 2007. This movie follows a stepmom and her stepchildren on a tour in Africa who end up getting stalked and hunted by a pride of lions after their guide is attacked.
Wish you were coming.
I work. You play.
A family's dream holiday
Well, how about we do some off-roading then?
I thought we were off-roading.
is about to change.
Hello? It's about your family, son.
Inspired by true events.
I'm prepared to pay you whatever the hell you want if you just help me find my family.
Something is wrong. Oh my God. I'm staying in the car.
So this movie actually has a really awesome premise. It's very similar to Cujo, but with lions. There's some really tense moments, and there's real lions in the movie, which is really awesome. Lions are absolutely gorgeous, but absolutely terrifying. This movie, I think, could have been really great, but the decisions that some of the characters make in the movie are just so terrible and stupid, and it makes you almost angry at them. But in those situations, you never know what you're gonna do, so you have to kind of excuse it a little, but not really. But the movie does have some really awesome jump scares, and it's an awesome popcorn movie, so definitely go check it out. At number 8, we have Bats from 1999. This is actually one of my personal favorites, and I watch this every year around Halloween time. This movie stars Lou Diamond Phillips, Dina Meyer, and Leon, and I think they're a really fun cast with some fun chemistry. I think the acting in this movie is pretty good for, a B-rated animal horror movie. It's a lot of fun. I think it has some genuinely spooky moments, and anyone who's afraid of bats is going to find it terrifying. I think the bats are cool, they're ugly, they are menacing because they're fairly big and they're fairly intelligent. Obviously, it's about killer bats attacking a town the bats are genetically modified to be more aggressive, to be used for weapons. So it's just about this team of people trying to track them and fight them so that they can't breed and take over the world, basically. So much fun. Please go check this out. Again, it's one of my favorite like Halloween movies to watch. And I find it very entertaining.
Evacuate the town immediately. Well, you may as well just say so long to that nice little balance of nature thing we had going.
Those things are killing people in my town.
Millions of years of evolution. Arrogance to think that you could do better.
I'm a scientist. That's what we do.
I tell you, I'm not gonna let them blow my town off the face of the earth without a fight.
So number 7, I have the infamous Snakes on a Plane from 2006. I feel like most people have probably seen this movie or at least heard of it. The title alone is so infamous, as long as that famous line from Samuel L. Jackson, "Sick of these motherfucking snakes on this motherfucking plane." It's so iconic. If you haven't seen this movie, it is exactly what it says it's about, a bunch of snakes on a plane. Basically, a guy sees a mob guy murder someone, and they're trying to get him to Los Angeles from Hawaii in order to testify, and so the mob guy fills the plane with venomous snakes to try and kill him, and Samuel L. Jackson is his police escort. It's so much fun. They have a bunch of different kinds of snakes rather than it just being one kind. I think that is a fun thing to explore. Snakes are one of my favorite animals. If you haven't seen it, you need to go watch it. It's comedic, it's actiony, it's just a lot of fun. And at number 6, we have another one of my favorites called Komodo from 1999. This movie is very underrated in the genre.
On an island off the Florida coast,
Patrick!
something has lay hidden, waiting for the chance to strike.
So this movie is about a kid whose family is attacked by Komodo dragons when he's younger. And I think about a year later, his psychiatrist takes him back to the island where his family was attacked to deal with the trauma. No one believes him that it was Komodo dragons. And they go back and then realize that it is Komodo dragons and these beasts are out for blood. The special effects in this movie are actually really awesome. It's the same team that did Jurassic Park. So as you can tell from the trailer, the practical effects look great. And the CGI is really not too bad either. A little dated, but not nearly as much as many of the other movies on this list. So definitely check this movie out just for the awesome special effects alone. It has some genuinely scary moments. The opening scene of the kid in the tall grass is quite scary. And it has a lot of fun jump scares. It has Billy Burke in it. It's just a lot of fun. Everything you'd want in a B-rated creature feature. So check it out.
We should have been warned.
You were warned!
It was the oil company. They covered the whole thing up just to protect themselves. Is there anything these things won't eat?
Anything faster than they are.
Komodo, welcome to the bottom of the food chain.
Buster, come here, boy.
So number 5 at the list, we have Piranha 3D from 2010. I feel like this is another one of those movies that everyone has either seen or at least heard of. Obviously, it's about killer piranhas. These ones are prehistoric piranhas that are set loose after a little rift opens up in a lake that is really popular for the spring break crowd. This movie is a lot of fun, not meant to be taken too seriously. It's very comedic, stars Jerry O'Connell and Adam Scott. It has some awesome kills, some awesome characters to root for. I love the female cop and I love her son. You really root for him not only to survive, but to get the girl. The gore in the movie is pretty intense, especially with the big attack on the Spring Breakers. It kind of holds off on like crazy gore until the end, but once it gets there, it delivers it in just buckets and scraps and smushed heads, loose tendons, people half-eaten. It's awesome. So if you're a gore hound, you'll definitely enjoy it. If you haven't seen this movie, go check it out. It's a lot of fun. Let me know what you think in the comments.
I'm thinking about closing the lake.
There's us, and there's 20,000 kids. You do the math. The sheriff has declared an emergency.
Don't worry, we got Pete over here!
Piranha hunt in packs. The first bite draws blood. The blood draws the pack.
So number 4, we have Anaconda from 1997. Again, this is another movie that most people have probably seen. Maybe not so much from the younger generation, but anyone who's a millennial or older has probably seen this movie. It stars Jennifer Lopez, Ice Cube, Owen Wilson, Jon Voight, and it gives pretty good performances from all of them. This movie is one of those movies, it's like so awesome, but so bad at the same time. Each moment is kind of hit or miss, but it is iconic. It follows a group of researchers going into the Amazon to try and find a tribe that is supposed to be extinct, but they think is still around. And on the way, they find a, shipwrecked Jon Voight, who says he'll help them find the tribe, but he actually is just wanting to hunt down these big anacondas. And the anacondas fight back with a vengeance and start tearing through these people. This movie has some pretty decent special effects. They're not amazing, but they're not terrible. Some genuinely spooky moments and intense scenes. I think it's a lot of fun. The snakes are very menacing. Not necessarily the most realistic depiction of an anaconda, but it's still a lot of fun. This movie is basically Jaws, but with snakes. Definitely go check it out. I think it is worth the runtime. I think it's iconic, and Jon Voight is such a good bad guy in this movie, so definitely check it out and let me know what you think.
Anaconda. When you can't breathe, you can't scream.
So at number 3, we have one of my all-time favorite creature features, Eight-Legged Freaks from 2002.
It's a beautiful morning here in Prosperity, Arizona. Right here at KFRD. The only source for the inside dope on space aliens and when they plan to invade.
So this movie is about a small Arizona town that is being overran by giant spiders after the spiders accidentally ingested toxic waste, causing them to grow to enormous sizes. This movie is so much fun. Stars David Arquette, looking fine. I'm one of those people that had a crush on David Arquette when I was younger. This movie is so much fun. The special effects are a little bit dated, but I don't even care. It's just a great time. This one's more of a comedy than it is a horror movie. You're gonna laugh way more than you're gonna scream. It does have some good jump scares though. Has so many lovable, likable characters that you're gonna root for. This movie is just a good time. It also has a young Scarlett Johansson playing a angsty teenager. It's so much fun. They have a lot of different kinds of spiders that kill people in a lot of different kinds of ways. It's not very gory though, so this movie actually I think is pretty family friendly. I watched it when I was a kid and I have loved it ever since. This movie has a similar vibe to like Gremlins. The spiders aren't just supposed to be scary. They're actually pretty funny and they make silly little noises when they get hurt or when they're doing something. So it's a lot of fun. You don't take it too seriously. It's, again, more of a comedy than anything. So go check it out and enjoy. You're gonna have a great time.
Thank you.
So number 2, we have Arachnophobia from 1990. This one is an absolute classic.
The Jennings family has just moved to the small town of Canaima.
Oh, Ross, smell that air. Oh, God.
In search of a simpler life.
Want to blow up a bullfrog? Okay.
It's the perfect place.
Goodbye crime, goodbye grime.
Except for one pesky little problem.
Come with me and look at the web.
The web?
So this is another horror comedy, although I feel like this one's more on the fence of horror and comedy versus Eight-Legged Freaks being more comedy. I actually like Eight-Legged Freaks more because I think it's more fun to watch, but this movie I put higher on the list because I feel like this movie's a little bit more of a classic and it's more infamous. I know that this movie just freaked a lot of people out with the spiders because the spiders in this movie are more realistic sizes. They used real spiders to film the movie, and they, are creeping and crawling in your house and your toilet seats and your showers, your beds, your shoes. And I think that really freaked people out. I think my aunt and my mom said that they had a hard time peeing on the toilet for weeks after this movie. They had to check it and make sure there's no spiders in there that could get you. This movie follows a doctor moving to a new small town who is afraid of spiders, and he has come to town right after a spider has hitched a ride from Venezuela up to this town in a coffin and has mated and has released babies that are super toxic. They can kill you in, a minute to just a couple minutes, and they're trying to figure out how to stop all these spiders before they spread and are unstoppable. Super fun, has some really creepy moments, a lot of really funny moments. Jeff Daniels is great. John Goodman plays an exterminator named Delbert. It's a lot of fun. Go check it out. In the number 1 spot, I put Cujo from 1983. This movie is an absolute classic and a really popular Stephen King novel. I'm putting the cover for the Blu-ray re-release because I think it's awesome. This movie is very scary, has a really scary villain and really great jump scares and use of tension. This movie is about a woman and her son who are going to a local car repairman, and their car breaks down right in his driveway, and then they are proceeded to be attacked and stalked by the repairman's St. Bernard that has contracted rabies due to a bat bite. This movie is very scary. Obviously it's older, and some people think that the older movies aren't as scary, but I beg to differ. The St. Bernard in this movie is horrifying. The longer the movie goes on, the bloodier and more nasty and disgusting he looks, and he is vicious and bloodthirsty. I feel like this is one of the first movie. It's probably not the first movie, but it's kind of the OG, movie of being stuck in one small location and trying to survive and trying to get out of that location, but you're being stopped by something horrifying.
Oh, I push. Oh, I can't get it. Oh.
Like I said before, this movie is a classic and it's quite influential. I feel like it influenced a lot of other movies where people are stuck in one location, kind of like the movie Prey earlier in this list. Go check it out. It's really well done. It's very scary, and you really root for that mother and her son. Alright guys, that is my list of 10 animal horror movies I think you should watch. Thank you guys so much for watching this video if you've made it this far, and thank you to everyone who's watched my crocodile video and my shark video. It's really awesome that so many people watched the crocodile one, and the fact that people were commenting and asking me to make more made me feel really good, so thank you guys so much. I just was making these because I was bored during quarantine and because I thought it'd be fun, so I appreciate you guys being supportive. I will make more videos for more animal horror movies. I want to do a monster horror movie one, and I want to do some for just regular horror movies as well, because I love horror. So thank you guys again for watching. I really appreciate it, and keep an eye out for some other videos. I'll try and make more often. So once again, thank you so much. Have a good rest of your day.